Time for Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero. When it comes to news on 95.1 FM, weather always comes first. A nor'easter will bring strong winds and heavy snowfall from the central Appalachians through southern New England. It could damage trees, power lines, and disrupt travel. Coastal flooding remains a possibility along portions of the East Coast. A storm will travel into the northwest, bringing areas of heavy rainfall to the coastal ranges and heavy snow into the Cascades. Closer to home, temperatures remain warm through Friday before a cold front arrives on Saturday. The drop in temperatures will be temporary as warming resumes on Sunday. No precipitation or significant winds other than some afternoon breezes are forecast in the period. We'll have another look at the weather following this news. Well, at last night's City Commission meeting,
presentation and discussion on setback requirements and subdivision ordinance.
We heard proposals to build essentially small townhouses to allow people to purchase affordable new housing. This puts people rather too close for comfort, in my opinion.
The buying public wants to buy a home today that, number one, they can't afford. Number two, they don't want a big yard. They don't want to have to take care of a lot of maintenance. They don't mind sitting in their bathroom and shaking hands with the next door neighbor through their bathroom.
What the hell?
No, 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 no. I don't want to. No, no, oh, no, no, no. Nope.
Watch the video if you can. The face that City Attorney Ashley Smith makes at this point is gold. Anyway, Kevin Jules seemed to want to avoid discussing firewalls and prevention, but spoke in extensive detail about everything else, while City Manager Rick Holden was also quite long-winded.
I don't know if I answered your question. You didn't ask me how to build a watch, did you? You asked me what time it was.
Final word went to the mayor.
I think it's a great concept, and I guess we'll see what we can do.
Next.
Consider an act upon appointing a member representative and an alternate to the Southeast Regional Transportation Planning Organization Committee.
City Clerk Rachel Hughes explained that Stella Rail is currently the representative, and Commissioner Mark Tapley expressed interest in becoming the alternate.
Motion passes 7-0.
Next.
Consider an act upon appointing a board member to the Southeastern New Mexico Economic Development District Council of Governments.
City Clerk Rachel Hughes explained that the current representative is Mayor Susan Payne, and she was reappointed 7-0.
Consider an act upon Ordinance 1686 for first publication to add Article 11-8 to Chapter 11 of the Criminal Code concerning peddler and solicitor regulations.
Ashley Smith, the city attorney, explained.
It was previously under business regulations and licenses, and so we were no longer requiring a license for peddlers and solicitors, and we're actually bringing it back under the criminal code basically because it deals with aggressive manner from solicitors.
It passed 7-0.
Consider an act upon terminating the lease with Downtown Ventures for default on the lease. Just a reminder, we are only talking about their lease today.
That's the group that ran the Rocket City Fun Center and then skipped out like thieves in the night a few months ago.
They stopped making monthly payments November of 2022. The city sent invoices in December of 2022, January, February, March, April, and May of 2023. The city did not receive a rental payment until July 10 of 2023, and that payment was for $2,000. At that time, there was a balance of $16,000 that was owed. We have not received a payment since that time. At the time of the letter, there was a balance of $32,000 that is now up to, I believe, $38,000.
It passed 7-0.
Consider an act upon Case SP 20230007, property owner Bobby Joe Stone is requesting to be granted a special permit to allow her niece to reside in an RV on her property at 1000 Post Avenue.
The aunt spoke.
My niece has a RV parked behind our trailer on our property. They're trying to get it renovated so they can live in it. Right now they have power on our pole. They have water going through our water hose on our line, and they have a compost toilet, so they're renovating it so they can live in it temporarily.
If you've gotten any of the other things resolved that we talked about before, like the electrical, and
it's on our post.
So you have now a 30 amp
yes.
power supply and all.
On the post? Didn't she just say that there was an extension cord in use? Come to find out, yeah, the extension cord is plugged into the post. Stella Rail explained the rules.
The applicant must show some hardship which is not self-inflicted, but which arises from the character of the property for which the permit is sought. Character of surrounding properties or extreme and unusual personal circumstances, and the temporary placement of a mobile housing unit or RV is not detrimental to the surrounding properties. Like I stated before, this is not a hardship on the property owners. This is just them bringing a family member to live on their property.
This was denied 7-0. The commission then adjourned into executive closed session to discuss real property land accusation of Mountain Park Farm, located in High Rolls. Please be aware that the eastbound outside lane on South White Sands Boulevard approaching the overpass will be closed today between the hours of 7 a.m. and noon due to needed streetlight maintenance by the city of Alamogordo. During this time, residents in the affected area will experience a temporary lane blockage, various city vehicles and equipment, and/or occasional flagmen. Use extra caution for your own safety and for the safety of the crews, and also follow all posted signage. The on-ramp to the Charlie Lee Memorial Relief Route will remain open as the two inside lanes on South White Sands Boulevard.
Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Susan with Love Inc. of Otero County with our weekly report. I want to start off again with a reminder that Love Inc. and Thrive and the Internal Revenue Service have partnered together to bring you the BETA tax preparation program. That's the volunteer income tax program. And we are in full force with that. We've had people coming every week. That's on Fridays and Saturdays from 10 to 2 at our offices at 1106 Ohio. If you are in need of help preparing your taxes, just know that this is a free service, including e-file, and we also do state taxes for free as well. So bring your information down. You can just walk in and we will help you out with that. We're super excited to bring that to Otero County. Also, at the February school board meeting, we are going to be doing a presentation on Love Inc. We have been partnering with the Alamogordo Public Schools for 13 years now. We provide bags filled with kid-friendly foods to kids in our public schools. That's Alamogordo and Tula Rosa Public Schools on the weekends. And these are weekend bags that go home with them. These are for kids that they're not necessarily going to go hungry, but they may be underfed on the weekends. So we provide that service. We've been doing it now for 13 years, and we have never done a presentation for the school board before. So we're looking forward to sharing with our school board members and, of course, the public what we do. So we're excited about that. Stay tuned for that. That is about it. Just a reminder, also, we do partner with Animal Village and Sunny to provide pet food for your pets. We're fully stocked with that. If you are in need of that service, give us a call. Finally, I do want to mention that we have a food pantry, and it's getting a little low right now, as I think a lot of the food pantries are in Otero County. And so if you are interested in helping with donations for that, please give us a call, 575-439-4812. Until next week, everybody have a blessed week.
News from around the state in just a moment. This is Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.
Local news from local perspectives from local voices. AlamogordoTownNews.com. Local sports, local events, and local happenings, and more. Owned and operated by Second Life Media. We are Otero County. AlamogordoTownNews.com. Heard daily on Crazy KALH Radio 95.1.
Directory Plus is the right size book. It's the book if you need a phone book.
That's what just one person has to say about Directory Plus. With its red cover, features, colorful yellow pages, and lots more, it's no wonder people all over use Directory Plus.
It has so much more information. You can cross-check phone numbers or addresses or pretty much anything.
Look on the plus side, Directory Plus.
I'm a big fan of Directory Plus.
The Las Cruces Police Department held a news conference yesterday surrounding the details on the death of Officer Jonah Hernandez. He was killed in the line of duty on Sunday. The perpetrator was identified as Armando Silva.
When he arrived, Armando Silva immediately attacked him with a large kitchen knife. For no reason whatsoever, Silva killed Officer Hernandez. A witness saw the unprovoked attack, retrieved a firearm from their vehicle, and confronted the murderer. Silva tried to attack the witness and was shot at least once. Silva later died from his injuries.
Las Cruces Police Chief Jeremy Story.
Silva had a long history of violent crime and mental illness. This is just one more agonizing reminder of the brokenness of the New Mexico criminal justice system. A system that should have protected our community from Silva, but instead allowed him to endanger us all.
Las Cruces Police Department states that to the best of their knowledge, Hernandez was the first officer in the history of the department to be killed in the line of duty. 51-year-old Dominic Martinez of Albuquerque is facing rape charges of a 15-year-old teenage boy at his home. The victim told police he was watching a movie with a friend when Martinez joined them and then placed a blanket over the victim. The victim told police he felt confused as Martinez was then touching him under his clothes. The victim arrived home and told his mother, who then contacted the Albuquerque Police Department. DNA samples were collected from the boy and Martinez. Martinez was questioned by police. However, shortly into the interview, he requested an attorney, and that interview ended abruptly. A bill is headed to the governor's desk to impose a 7-day waiting period for all gun sales in the Land of Enchantment. The vote was 36-32, with most Republicans voting against it. This is the second time the House had to debate the bill because of the changes the Senate made earlier this session. Most of those changes involve who would get exemptions in the 7-day waiting period. Those who are exempt from the waiting period include people who hold a federal firearm license, people with a concealed carry license, or if 2 law enforcement officers sell a gun to one another, and if 2 family members sell a gun to one another. But some representatives, such as Stephanie Lord, argue there should have been more exemptions.
The biggest one for me, on top of everything else, Mr. Speaker and Gentlelady, was the fact that they did not allow the exemption of survivor domestic violence. I think if you come in, you have a restraining order, you're scared for your life, you're not living with this person, you're afraid they're going to kill you, you don't have the opportunity to bypass that.
Some other changes made by the Senate include that if the required federal background check is not completed within 20 days, the seller may transfer the firearm to the buyer. Former Bernalillo County Sheriff Manny Gonzalez announced his campaign for the U.S. Senate last month, but according to the Secretary of State's office, Gonzalez did not receive enough signatures to qualify for the Republican primary ballot. Gonzalez filed 875 signatures but needed 2,351 in order to qualify. Nella Domenici, the daughter of Pete Domenici, is the only U.S. Senate candidate that qualified for the GOP primary ballot. She's going to challenge Martin Heinrich for his U.S. Senate seat as Heinrich seeks his 3rd term. Law enforcement officials in Chaparral arrested Tommy Lee Lucero after a woman returned home to find him making chocolate milk and a cup of soup in her kitchen. The woman returned to her home just before 6 p.m. to find Lucero in her kitchen. She then ran to her brother's nearby home to call the police. When officers arrived, they found Lucero still inside the home. Lucero had eaten a lot of the victim's food, put on a pair of her shoes, ripped up some of her pictures, and moved around her toiletries. Lucero claimed he'd been dating the homeowner since preschool and that he lived with her in the home. The homeowner says she did not recognize Lucero when she found him in her kitchen and has no idea who the man is. Lucero has been charged with burglary. No injuries were reported. Sports and weather are next. You're listening to Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.
They are role models and educators. Their work requires a great deal of time and energy for very little pay. Who are these unsung heroes?
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
The simple truth about education-based athletics in New Mexico is this. Without a committed team of coaches and administrators, it just wouldn't be possible. School sports, they bring out the best in all of us. This message presented by the New Mexico Activities Association and the New Mexico Athletic Directors Association.
There are 6 games for New Mexico girls basketball today and 7 games for New Mexico varsity basketball. All those games are up north. Your Crazy Radio spotlight and weather forecast for the Tularosa Basin today calls for sunny skies with winds gusting as high as 16 miles per hour. Mostly clear skies tonight and partly sunny tomorrow. Your high today in the basin, 61. Low tonight of 36. High tomorrow, 63 degrees. In Cloudcroft, sunny skies today with winds gusting as high as 26 miles per hour. Mostly clear skies tonight, partly sunny tomorrow with winds gusting as high as 23. Your high today in Cloudcroft, 38. Wind chill's going to make it feel like it's 16. Low tonight of 24. Wind chill's going to make it feel like it's 16. High tomorrow, 43. Wind chill's going to make it feel like it's 21 degrees. Local breaking news can be found on our website, alamogordotownnews.com. And learn more about Crazy Radio by visiting KALHradio.org. Also, check out the Crazy KALH Radio YouTube channel. That's where we post our daily newscasts, complete interviews, and other information which concerns everyone in the Tularosa Basin. Be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to our channel if you've not done so already. That way you too can remain informed of the goings-on in the Tularosa Basin. Well, that concludes today's edition of Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.